Hey, faithful followers. Hey, thanks for continuing to be subscribed. I changed the drink I'm drinking right now. If that matters. It does actually. Right now I'm drinking Pepsi Cola. I don't know why I keep taking the logo off of Pepsi, but I just don't be drinking it with the logo on it. Oh, they changed their logo. I don't like the Pepsi new logo. It looks too much like I think it's a Korean flag. It looks like that. I don't like the new logo they changed it to. So I don't even keep it on there. I'm just be tearing the shit off. It's not even worth it. Makes me feel like I recycle anyway. But that's not what I did this video for. This video is to talk about the production of oil. I was watching this program today on the NASA channel where they were explaining how oil is made and not really manufactured, but brought out of the earth, the one. And they said that at the beginning of time, the how did he say it? It was a bunch of kids trying to figure out a mystery, but they weren't using kids' words. I don't know how them kids were so smart. They didn't even look young. They was using some sophisticated words that I would even have to look up. I should have started writing the shit down because it was some sophisticated ass shit they were using. Had vocabulary and everything. I'm gonna check out that website in a minute anyway. You should do the same too. It was some education and whatnot. But they said that basically the way that oil came about was when the dinosaurs and the plants died. There were holes in the ground or some kind of air pocket in the ground, and the way that they died when their bodies actually started to decay, and these plants started to decay, sand was going over their bodies and salt earth. They mainly said it was sand and different forms of particles of sand. And from these particles of sand, it started happening way too quickly, more quickly than the regular decay happens, and it heated them and made the plants and the bones that had already began to decay turn into a soup of some form. And it happened more rapidly than whatever I'm trying to say. They were using some sophisticated words. Let me drink my Mountain Dew. I got like a nasty, nasty headache. But that's what they said happened. And I just have a problem believing that. Now, the main reason I have a problem believing that is because they the kids were trying to solve this mystery about they found some shoes that had been like in the ocean, and they wondered where the shoes had came from because they were covered in some kind of. It could have been seaweed, but they didn't believe it was seaweed. They believed it was oil. They wanted to say it was oil. They believed that it was oil, and the kids wanted to solve that. Well, they went on and asked all these very high-tech people that knew exactly what they were talking about it. But just to give the creditation, the people knew what they were talking about. I want y'all to believe me on this video. And they said that there's not out of the oil spills that happen in the water. There's a lot of. They said that there's not a lot of oil spills that happen on the Eastern Pacific, and that's not the problem I have with what they were going at. They said that a lot that. Okay, I need to explain one more thing before I go into my main point. They said that there's not a lot of oil spills out on the East Coast, and I have no problem believing that. But they said that oil does seep up from in the ocean. It just bubbles up in little bubbles and it seeps up. Sometimes it's a nice portion. Sometimes it's not. They didn't really give a percentage of what portion it was. But from this, they said the main places that oil seeps up from is the Gulf Coast of Mexico. It was a nice little segment on the Gulf Coast because they were trying to find these shoes, where they came from. So the main place that it seeps up from, and the main problem is the Gulf Coast area is where it's at. Now, that right there, based on what I know about history, I the way that they're saying oil is built. I'm not saying that I could prove different or that there's a way that they should study and see if that's how it is. But the way that they did it, I have questionable doubt about. There were some very technical terms in there. Do you understand what I'm saying exactly? To you, from me.